This was a new ship, and it was their first cruise. It was exclusively for their family, friends, and VIP. It's a 10-day cruise. This is a company that normally visits Gibraltar anyway, and therefore they left Portugal, and it's a 10-day cruise, and they decided to stop over Gibraltar.
Now, there was a time that I think we were expecting or perhaps hoping for cruise visits over the course of the summer. Following that visit yesterday, what does that landscape look like? Is that still a possibility over the course of the summer?
Well, I'd like to think that we will have some cruise calls, maybe not this summer now, but perhaps towards October. As the rollout of the vaccine continues worldwide, I think that's what is important. I think it's quite clear that the cruise ships want people that are vaccinated, or in some cases that they are testing every single passenger that disembarks at the port. Like, for example, yesterday, every single passenger was tested for COVID 72 hours before, and then tested again in the morning of the arrival. So I mean, we are very strict. I mean, we need to protect our people. Of course, the people that come on these cruises, but the safety and security of our people comes first.
Well, you brought me to my next question regarding COVID protocols. Of course, when people land in Gibraltar, they head straight to the rapid testing service. Is the protocol you've referenced one that's going to stay in place going forward for vessels with any passengers?
Yes, I think that's the way we need to be. We need to look forward at the moment. Like I say, if times change, because this is from day to day we are seeing changes, but the cruise industry will show us how to do things. But for us at the moment in time, we need to make sure that the people who come off are tested and they're negative, and they provide all this information to the port department and to civil contingency to make sure that these people are negative.
Returning to the example of yesterday's cruise ship, obviously reduced capacity substantially, 150 passengers, where on some cruises we'd often see 6,000 at one time. Do you think that's sort of the route that cruising is now going to take, perhaps a more exclusive VIP approach and limited capacity?
I think yes. I think the cruise companies will have to consider that there might be a situation where they will have 50% capacity, and if that happens, then obviously the price will go up, and it'll be more expensive to cruise.
You mentioned hopes for perhaps October in terms of receiving passengers. Do you have any cruise calls lined up at present? Do we have anything we are expecting?
Yes, we do have calls lined up. They're on the list. But look, well, I think from October onward. I mean, if you actually look, there are actually some in September also. But I don't expect those to take place because they're being cancelled all the time. Because we saw that last month when there was 3 scheduled to come in July, but because the full opening of the UK was delayed by a month, those cruise calls were cancelled. So it's the cruise companies that decide what they want to do. They will decide that, is this something we can carry on with? Is it financially viable for them? My job is to make sure that these companies include Gibraltar in their itineraries. A lot of the cruise companies are already planning for 2022, 2023, and some are even planning for 2024. My job is to make sure that we market Gibraltar the right way, so that they include Gibraltar in their itineraries, especially when they're sailing into the Mediterranean.